If you've ever felt confused or frustrated trying to animate things with keyframes in DaVinci Resolve, you're not alone. Well, in DaVinci Resolve 20, things just got a whole lot easier, and this update is great whether you're a beginner or an advanced user. There's a brand new keyframe panel built right into the cut and edit pages, and it gives you way more control, less clicking around, and makes animations feel way more intuitive to create. In this video, I'll walk through how the new panel works, we're going to create a simple animation, and I'll give you some tips and tricks along the way on how to get the most out of the new keyframes panel. It's easy, you got this. Let's jump in Resolve and check it out. Jumping into DaVinci Resolve here, I'm in the edit page. That's where we're going to be going over the new keyframe window here. It is available in the cut page too. You can use it over there and it's going to be the same thing. So in the edit page, I currently have a little background here, and then I have the DaVinci Resolve logo that we're going to use as the object that we want to animate and add some keyframes to. So in order to find the new Keyframes window, we want to come along the top of our screen here and you're going to see keyframes. So go ahead and click on that. Now when it opens up, you can adjust the size of it if you want a little bit, and it's going to be docked right in here. Now we can pop it out and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But first, let's take a look at what we have here. So in our window, we've got some different things going on. We have two little icons right here. So one is for parameters, which is going to show us our actual keyframes. And then one is the keyframe curves editor, which is going to help us ease things in and ease things out. And then all the parameters that we add keyframes for will appear right here. And I'll show you how to make that happen in a second. The next icon, we've got a detail zoom, which will zoom in to detail of our keyframes. We have a zoom full extend, so it'll just zoom everything for that particular clip. You can manually zoom in or zoom out wherever you'd like. Then we have this icon right here, which is actually going to pop this out as a floating window. Now I know that's one thing that you guys love is floating windows. You want to be able to move things around wherever you might want them. So we can do that and have this pop out. In order to close it, you want to just hit your close window icon right there, and it's going to pop it back in for us. And of course, we've got the three dots here, which is our extra menu. It's got some extra things in there. You can display the time ruler in seconds or in frames. You can do either one. You can also turn on snap to keyframes, show curve tooltips, and show handles. So that's the basics of this parameters section. Let's start by adding in a keyframe. So I want to animate the logo. Maybe I want it to start off, invisible, let's say, or you can't see it, and then it, expands and comes in on screen. So I'm going to select my clip. I'm going to go ahead and open up my inspector. And the first thing I need to do is add a keyframe for my transform. Now you can add in a keyframe for all of the items under transform by clicking this top keyframe right here, or you can just use whatever parameter you might want that has a little diamond next to it. So I'm just going to use all of them. I'm going to click a keyframe right here. And now over in our parameters window, you can see we've got transform and we see all these different things. And these are all the things under the transform menu that we can add keyframes for if we want to. So let's say I want this to start at a zoom scale of 0. So I'm just going to drag this all the way down to 0. And then let's say maybe I want it to fade in, right, as it zooms up, right? So I'm also going to come down to my composite mode right here. I'm going to add a keyframe for that. And you'll notice composite adds in right over here in our parameters as well. I'm going to drag that down to 0. So now we've set a keyframe for 0 opacity. So now let's say I want to jump ahead 1 second. So I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Shift and my arrow key to jump ahead 1 second. And once it gets to here, I want full opacity. So I'm going to drag that slider up. And then I want my zoom to be 1. So I'm going to type in 1. So let's see what that looks like if we play through it. DaVinci Resolve logo fades and comes up into the middle of our screen. Exactly what we want. So now that we've got some basic keyframes, we can take a look at some of the other features in the keyframe editor right here. So as you can see, each individual item that we can add keyframes for has its own track right here. So it's really easy to just determine where you are, which parameter you want to adjust, and make those adjustments. And if it gets a little too busy, or maybe you don't need all of these different parameters open, you can click on this little icon, and that's going to close down what's underneath, that main heading. So that way it just kind of cleans it up a little bit for you. So let's just open up the transform here and take a look at these different icons that are right here in our editor. The first icon in any one of our tracks here is the curves visibility, and this is going to turn it on and off when we look at our curves editor, which we're going to show you in a minute here. The next icon allows us to lock the keyframes. So maybe we've adjusted some keyframes and we don't want to accidentally change them. You can go ahead and click on that and it's going to go ahead and lock them. The track color here shows you the color for that particular parameter, which you'll be able to see in the curves editor in a second. You've got the name of whatever you're adding keyframes for. And then you can add another keyframe right here, or you can move back and forth to the different keyframes by clicking on the arrows, depending on which way you want to go. And the last icon here, you can actually reset all of the parameters for my Zoom X, for example. You just click on that little reset button there, and it's going to reset the keyframes so that you don't have any keyframes and you can start over with your animation. And looking at parameters here, we've got another 3 little dots here, 3-dot menu. We can display parameters with keyframes, display all video parameters, display selected parameters. So if we had audio keyframes, you would see those, but right now we only have video. You can expand them all or collapse them all just for quick use of the keyframe window here. So that's the basics of what the parameter section looks like. Now let's go ahead and open up our curves editor, and this is going to allow us to do things like ease in, ease out, and kind of see what the curves look like for these different things that we're keyframing. So in order to open up the curves editor, we have this little icon right here. If you click on that, it's going to go ahead and open up our curves editor. Now let's just take a look at some of the tools right here so you're familiar with them. So we have the icon that brings us to the keyframe curves right here. If we want to go back to our parameters, we can click on this icon right here. The parameters here, again, it shows you what we're keyframing. It gives you the different options here of what to see. So let's say I want to add in the opacity there. We'll put that in there. We've got our pointer mode where we can grab different points and move them. We've got our hand to slide around the viewer here if we need to. We can add keyframes by clicking on this icon and clicking on the lines that we want to add keyframes for. And a bonus tip, an even quicker way to add a keyframe, instead of clicking this icon, just hold your Option or Alt key and click on the line, and it's going to add in a keyframe for you. So that's probably easier than clicking the little icon, but the icon's there in case you need it. Next, we have flat handle mode, which we'll talk about more in a minute. We've got linear mode, ease in and out, ease out. And then we've got our zoom detail, zoom full extent, manual zoom in like this, and then again the same 3-dot menu up here that we saw in the parameters section. Now one thing that's really nice about this is we can pop this out as well. So if I click on this little icon right here, we're going to undock it, and now it's going to pop out that window for us. We can actually make it a little bit bigger here. And one thing that's really nice is that we now see both our curves editor up top and our parameters down here. So we can see what is happening where the keyframes are, and then what those curves look like. So let's say maybe I wanted to add a little easing, right, to all of my points. I can just come up here, window all my points, and make sure you've got your arrow tool selected there. I can just window all of them, and then I can come to my ease in and ease out and click on that. Boom, there we go. And it's going to add in those ease in and ease out points for me. I can always come in and adjust them if I want. You can grab the end there and I can stretch it out and change it. I can move it up, move it down, whatever I want to do. And now you notice I can go up and down with these, right? And it can go up or down, and you can change it however you want. But if you want those handles to stay flat, that's where this icon, the flat handle mode, comes in handy. This is a good example of how it works. So when I click the ease in and ease out, you can see it keeps those handles straight, right? So it's not going to go over or under wherever our keyframe is. However, if I undo that and I turn this off, so now the flat handle mode is off, and then I click the easing, you can see now it kind of goes down and it dips below the keyframes and then it comes back up, which could look a little weird, right? So if we play through it, it's going to go down, and then it's going to go down even more, and then it's going to start coming back up. And maybe that's not the effect that I'm going for. It could be, and that's fine if it is. But if it's not, what I'm going to do is just undo that, make sure the flat handles is on here, select everything, and then hit the ease in and ease out. So now this is really more the look that I'm looking for. It's going to zoom down, it's going to stay at that size, and then it's going to zoom back up once it hits the keyframes. So that's really more the look that I'm going for. So this icon right here, flat handle mode, is going to dictate how that curve reacts once you apply the ease in and ease out. So you can adjust this however you want, but it is nice that you can just select all of them and add in some easing right automatically with this one little button right here. Now, if you decide you want to move where one of the points are for your keyframes, you can always come in here, you can grab it and move it. We could grab just one point and move it around if we wanted to. Change the opacity of it so that it comes in a little bit later. So let's just say we make a few changes here just so we can see some other things happening. So you can see we've got the different color lines that match with our different parameters down here. And you can change these to however you want. If you wanted to add in another keyframe anywhere along this line, you can just use your Option or Alt, click, and then add a point. One thing that's cool is if you come down on the bottom here and you click on whatever one you want to edit, that line is going to become a little bit brighter up here in the curves editor. So if I wanted to do rotation angle, you can see that orange line lights up a little more. If I wanted to do the opacity, that's going to light up. Zoom, that's going to be a little bit brighter. So it makes it really easy to see what you're working on. If you wanted to move some of these points and make sure they don't go up or down at all, like you don't want to move this up and down a little bit like that, you don't want to do that, you can just use your shift key and it's going to drag it left and right without allowing you to go up and down at all or change the parameter at all. It's just going to change where that happens in the timeline. If you want to copy any of your keyframes, you can just select it, Command or Control C, move ahead in the timeline to where you want to paste it, Command or Control V, and it's going to go ahead and paste it in there for you. So you can see here the zoom Y, I pasted that in, and now I can change this however I might want to. Maybe I want to select this one point right here, and I want to ease it, so it's going to ease it out there. Really quick and easy. So if we want to redock this window, I'm just going to hit the close, and now it's in here. And let's just look at whatever kind of crazy animation we got going on here for our logo. Kind of flies in, twists in, goes out, disappears, right? Not quite what we would want, but let's just delete this and try and make something that looks a little bit better here. So I'm going to come back here. I'm okay with the opacity. We're going to start there. Let's add in keyframe, transform, start at 0. We're going to move ahead a second. I'm going to bring this up to 0.5. I want to make sure I add in a position keyframe. Make sure that's all the way up for our opacity. And then let's say I want it to start to move off screen. So I'm going to click another position keyframe right there. And by here, let's just say it moves off screen like this. And kind of here's what we've got so far. Kind of blends in, comes in, opacity goes down, and it slides off the screen. So if we look in our keyframes window here, we can make any kind of adjustments to parameters, to curves. We can zoom all here. Maybe we want all this to be nice and eased in and eased out. I can just use Command or Control A to select all my points. Gonna use this icon right here, the ease in and ease out icon. And there we go, it's looking pretty good, right? Really easy now to jump in there, make changes, and actually see what you're doing. And real quick, just to show you what it looks like in the cut page, I'm gonna jump over to cut. And along the top here, we have keyframes, and it's gonna give us the same window. Can adjust our screen a little bit to see it better. We can jump back and forth between our curves editor and the parameters editor right here to add in the keyframes. But everything else is exactly the same, and how it works and what the different buttons mean. It's all the same as in the edit page. Now, just a couple extra tips here that I got confused on when I first started working with keyframes, and maybe you might be a little confused too. So I'm gonna just come to my logo here. I'm gonna reset everything back to the default settings. Now, if I wanna make some changes when I add the keyframes, I need to start somewhere, right? So let's just say I wanna start at the very beginning of the clip. You need to add a keyframe at the beginning of a clip. Now, once I've added that keyframe, I can actually just move my playhead ahead, and I don't have to click on the keyframe button anymore. All I have to do is actually just make the change, right? So if I want to make this smaller, I'm just gonna make the change, and Resolve is automatically gonna add in that keyframe for me. And then I might want to go ahead a little bit, and then let's say maybe here I want it to start to get bigger again. Well, I can't just put in a different zoom factor right here and make this go back to 1, because then it's just going to zoom down and then zoom back up, kind of like this. We see it zooms down, it doesn't stay there, and it just starts going right back up. So what I need to do is set a keyframe before I make the change, right? We want to keyframe where the change is going to start, keyframe where it ends, and then we want to move ahead a little bit, keyframe where it's going to start again, and then keyframe where it's going to end again. So if I just undo that, and let's say right here is where I want that logo to start to go back up. Now here, I can either add a keyframe by clicking right here in our inspector. I could come to my curves editor and use Option or Alt, click. And then let's say I'm going to go ahead 1 second by holding Shift and arrow key. And then I want it to go back up to 1, the zoom factor back to 1. So now if we look at our curves editor here, you can see what's happening is it's starting to go smaller, it's going to stay smaller, and then it's going to come back up. Now we can ease all that in and out if we want. If I use Command or Control A to select everything. And I'm going to go ahead and click the ease in, ease out. And you can always come in and change it if you wanted to. You know, you can grab the handle there and move it around like that. That's perfectly fine. So when it comes to keyframes in DaVinci Resolve 20 here, it got a big upgrade, and a lot of people have been asking for this. And it just gives us a better way to view our keyframes, to work with them, to get in there and just have it be a little bit clearer. We can pop out that window, work with it a little bit better, and it's just way easier than it used to be when it was down in the timeline and you didn't have room to look at stuff and you had to, like, you know, zoom, and it was a little bit more difficult that way. So this is a whole lot easier, and hopefully now you're gonna be able to use keyframes. Hopefully you understand them. If you don't, drop me a comment down below. Happy to help you out. And I do have some other keyframe videos that might give you some more information. It just doesn't show you this new way of doing it here in Resolve 20, because prior to 20, we didn't have this cool little keyframes window and the easy way to do it that we have now. So as always, the people asked and Blackmagic delivered a better keyframe editor here. So lots of great updates here in DaVinci Resolve 20. If you're looking to learn a little bit more about DaVinci Resolve, you might want to check out this video up over here. Subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jason, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.